everyone, and happy Tuesday. It is the 29th of December, just a couple of days left to go in 2020. And you may notice I changed my little colors for where my name is and at the bottom of the screen. And I did that for like one reason only. So I have this red shirt on, and the pink and the red were really clashing, and I just couldn't go live with it pink. So it won't stay black, but it is black for today, which is fine because it changes things up a little bit. So I wanted to go live today to talk about New Year and new goals. Today is the 29th of December, meaning we just have, 2.5 days left of 2020. I know like most people are probably really excited to say goodbye to 2020. I know in a lot of ways I am myself very excited to say goodbye to 2020. It has definitely been, let's say, a challenging year in a lot of ways, and for a lot of different people. There's also, been some really good things about this year. I got saved this year. I came to Jesus this year. My business really started to take off this year. So there's been some really good things about it. Hey, Dawn, live in New Jersey. Hey there. Love it. Thank you for tuning in. So let's talk about what we want to create in 2021, right? But before you can really get to what you want to create in 2021, you have to think about what you want to let go of for 2020. What do you want to leave behind? So for me, the end of the year is always kind of a cleansing process. Not only do I clean my house at the end of the year, but also look to get rid of things that no longer serve me. Even things that I've been hanging on to for psychological, emotional, nostalgia reasons. It's a good time to let those things go. Over the years, I've cleaned out my closet like numerous times, but I know I'm going to go make one more pass through everything. And then I have a lot of books that other people probably would enjoy more than my bookshelf enjoys holding them. So it's time to let those things go as well. But a really big thing that I think is time to let go. Hey, Shankar from India. Very nice to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Another really important, I think, is time to let go. And this is probably, I'm sure I'm not alone in this because I've read a lot about this being like a big thing that a lot of people have going on right now, or they did this year with COVID, is a lot of people have developed some not so great eating habits and not so great drinking habits, or not, a lot of eating habits. I know a number of people have reached out to me and friends that I've seen post on Facebook and on Instagram. Like I have a friend of mine that he lives in Texas, and I haven't seen him in quite a number of years. And everyone was asking him, why is he always posting old pictures of himself? Like, why is he not posting any new pictures, right? And this friend of mine, he's probably 2 years younger than me, so he's early 40s, 42-ish. And so he posted a picture of himself with no shirt on. And he's like, yes, I haven't posted any pictures because then you can't see how white and fat I am. And he had put on quite a bit of weight, probably 20 pounds, more than that since the last time I've seen him. But again, it's been over 10 years since I've seen him last. And had this huge beard, right? And he's like, yeah, this is what COVID's done to me. I've taken really poor eating habits, and I haven't worked out. And he's like, this is like me, and this is why I've been hiding from actually posting any recent pictures of myself. And so, while I haven't gained 20 pounds this year, I have gained some weight. And I look at pictures that were taken of me a couple years ago, and I was like, man, I was like tip-top shape, like 6-pack, right? Like looked really, really good. So that is something that I'm making it intentional to recapture for 2021. And that is really healthy eating habits. And it's not that I eat terribly. It's just that I went from eating like 99.9% of the time, like really healthy, to probably only 90% or 85%. And that, it shows up, right? Like I don't have a 6-pack anymore, and I'd like it back. And I'm turning 45 in 2021. And so, this is like mid-decade thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be in tip-top shape. Mentally, not just physically, just like to be vain and say, yeah, I want to have a six-pack again, whatever. But I think about how clear I was mentally when I was eating, like properly eating, like really just for nutrition and not eating because I was bored or avoiding feeling a certain way about COVID or what's on the news or whatever. And so I'm reclaiming that for 2021. And as part of that, I've gotten started over the last few days on, I researched a lot of research on like the best type of nutrition program for someone who's my age, someone who's over 40, to optimize metabolism and all that. And what I found was in my research is that intermittent fasting is a really good thing for people that are over 40. It really kickstarts their metabolism. It's better than doing keto, because I have done keto in the past, and it's really, really hard to maintain, especially when you go out to eat as often as I do. And so intermittent fasting is something that I'm giving a try, and I have over the last few days. And when I talked to a nutrition coach about it late last week, and she was like, okay, this is what I want you to do. I want you to fast for 14 hours. So that means like when I go to bed, or like when I'm done eating for the night, like I finish my dinner, like 14 hours later is when I can eat. And I'm used to getting up like in the morning, I take my dogs for a walk, and then I would eat one of these Lara bars, which is like made of like fig and cashews, and it's really yummy. And I'd have that with my coffee. And then I'd work out and then have like a shake or whatever, right? So it's not like I was eating terrible or I was getting up and like eating donuts or anything, but she's like, nothing to eat. And then my boyfriend, he ends up working so late. A lot of times I'm not done eating till like 9 o'clock at night. So she's like, 11 a.m. then is when you're going to eat. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I get hangry, like hangry. Like I'll be sick. I'll be like all these things, right? And she's like, just give it a try. You can have black coffee and water, and that's it until 11 o'clock. And I thought that there was no way that I was going to be able to do this, right? Like I thought I was going to like probably like kill somebody. I thought my boyfriend was going to like, throw food at me, right? But amazingly enough, it's only been a few days that I've been doing this. I think I started like Thursday or Friday last week. And it really hasn't bothered me at all. Like I'm actually liking it because I'm more clear-headed and more focused on the things that I want to do and getting things done than I was when I was eating first thing in the morning. I would never thought that. I would never thought, like I work out in the morning too. I would never ever thought that I could work out without having eaten something. Like I did not think that was possible. But let me tell you, this morning, this was like a real test of it, right? So I was going to, again, be able to eat at like 11 o'clock, but I had a consultation with a new client this morning at 10, and that didn't finish till, actually, they had a lot of tech issues and stuff, so it didn't finish till 11:15. And then I had a call with my own coach right after that. So here it is, 12:15, and I was already like an hour past when I could eat again, and I wasn't even hungry. I actually just got myself another cup of coffee, and then like I didn't eat until my boyfriend went down for lunch, which was like 1:15. So instead of like not eating for 14 hours, it was like, 11, 12, 1. So it was like 16 hours. And I would have never thought this was something that would be possible for me, but not only is it possible, it's actually helped me be more focused and alert and engaged in what I'm doing and not so distracted. And even after I ate, like a lot of times, you eat and then your brain's like, oh, am I going to digest, right? Like, again, able to stay alert and focused and stuff. So I really think this intermittent fasting thing is going to be an amazing thing for me for 2021, not just from a physical perspective, but also from like an emotional perspective, from a business perspective, as well as a spiritual perspective. So I'm super excited about that. I don't know if anyone else has tried intermittent fasting or is even curious about it. If you are, like, send me a message, like send me a DM and let me know, and we can compare notes, because I think this is going to be like one of the keys that helps unlock like all the good stuff I have for 2021. So boom. So that's that. Taking care of the physical, but also taking care of your physical is also taking care of your mental and emotional and your spiritual, right? And so when you're in a good place with all of those things, and like you've cleared out the clutter, whether it be physical clutter, energetic clutter, or physical clutter, like extra weight on yourself, when you've cleared out all those things, you make room in your life for the new positive things that you want to bring in and you want to create. So I have some big goals for my business for 2021, and I'm not going to get into them here, but some big goals, some big stretches, some things that I've never actually been able to accomplish before, even, you know, in my corporate job or in as a business owner. So I'm super excited about that and about making those happen. And it was so exciting that the consult that I had this morning, because the new client that I'm bringing on is international and also has a lot of really cool goals for his business that he hasn't been able to make happen. It's like he has this vision for it, but hasn't been able to put the pieces together. And it was seriously like God just put us two together, because all the pieces that he's missing, I'm like, I like see his vision, and I know exactly how to help him put all that in place. So it's so amazing how when you make room in your life for the new things that you want, and that is, like, again, physically getting rid of extra weight, getting rid of extra, clothing, extra books, extra things in your life, how that creates a vacuum where God is able to bring you a lot of new blessings as well. So I bring all this up because we have just a couple days left of 2020. I know 2020 has been so challenging for so many people that, in order for that kind of like challenging season of our lives to end, it's time for us to look hard at what it is that surrounds us. Like I said, whether it's physically, whether it's, extra things in your house, relationships that aren't serving you, those sorts of things. And now's the time to let go and release those things. And so you can bring in, so that you have that opening to bring in the things that you want. Because if your house is like super cluttered, just think of it physically. Yes, girl, a healthy body creates healthy mind. It does. It so does. You cannot have, you can't have a healthy mind with a horribly like unhealthy body, or vice versa, right? Those two things go hand in hand. So, but if you're not willing to let go of things that aren't serving you, the things that, aren't doing you any good in your life, you can't make room in your life for new things. Like, God cannot bless you. It's just like a hoarder, right? So if you think of your life, think of like a hoarder's house, right? You can barely open the door. You can't walk through. There's like nowhere to put anything. You can't even like set your drink down. Like, energetically, our space becomes like that, even though we're not necessarily hoarders. But when you have the things that you don't need, that you don't want in your life anymore, that are taking up space, things that aren't serving you, you block blessings from coming in. You actually like tell the blessings to like keep out, because there's no room for them. So you have to make room for those things in your life. And you can make rooms, a lot of times it's symbolically, by cleaning out your closet, by donating things that you don't need anymore, throwing away trash. Please donate things that are worthwhile that other people can use. Because one person's like thing that they don't need anymore is like a treasure to somebody else. So, but as you release those things from your life, you just create such an open space for the good things that you want to create to come to you. So release what's no longer serving you, to allow the things that you want to create in your life to come to you. It's so, so important this time of year. If you can, do as much of it as you can but by the 31st, before the 1st, right? Because you want to go into the new year open and ready to receive, not scrambling to still get rid of stuff, so you can just start receiving like as soon as the new year starts. So yeah, that's just, it's so important, set those goals, but also as you're setting those goals about what you want to bring in, release what is no longer working for you. And if what you have to release is resentment to somebody who did you wrong in your mind or whatever, somebody who's hurt you, write that on a piece of paper, write it as a letter, and then burn it, right? So even those things that are feelings, ugly feelings or resentments you have against people, write them all down and burn them. So release all of that before the new year starts so that you can create really what you want to create. Because it's all waiting for you. We block the things that we want to create, and we don't realize we block them, but we do. In a lot of ways, it's through our own ignorance. So let's not be ignorant. Let's be educated. Let's release the things that are blocking us, release the things that no longer serve us, the things that can serve someone else, let them have those things, donate those things, make that possible for them. And let's be prepared to welcome in the absolute best for our business, best for our lives, best for our relationships, best for our health, best for all of it in 2021. And I just realized my scrolling thing says ready to make 2020 your best year yet, and it was supposed to say 2021, so that's a typo. Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, if you are ready to make 2021, not 2020, what that says at the bottom, better make 2021 your best year yet. Text MOON to 90407 and you will get a link to my calendar direct to your phone, and we can book a call and chat about how I can help you create your best year yet for 2021. Lots of love to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been so much fun. I'm going to think of something else cool to talk about tomorrow, and I'll be back tomorrow. Lots of love. Mwah.